Let me tell you the truth about the Tempus Torrent, the new rifle for Warzone 2 Season 2 Reloaded. No, it's not the new DMR, but there's a good close range and a good long range build. And when I'm saying close range, I mean more like this 20-30 meters and close range build, plus Ashika Island long range spamming. Let's start with the long range build and then go over to the actual OP build that I figured out. For the long range, it's Ashika Island ranges, and I would actually not put on a magazine because you need all the attachments to make this viable. I've been playing this with the Schlager optic because the visual recoil in that one seems to be fine, with close and aim down sight speed, close to just see a wee bit more. Then as the number one attachment, you will need high velocity, obviously. And we're going to tune this out to even more bullet velocity and then recoil smoothness. That already gives you what you basically need. Then if we put this into the firing range, you can see spamming that away, you're more or less having negative recoil and actually staying on one spot. So if you go for this guy and you're spamming him, you notice how you're going back and back and back and back, always to the same situation kind of. So what we want to do is we want to take care of the vertical, so it just never goes actually up, but also a wee bit of the horizontal. And that's where I'm looking at the Tempus GH50, giving you a huge amount of vertical recoil, but also a wee bit of horizontal, despite not saying on the description. And if you pair this together with then, for example, the Edge Grip or the Ripper to add a wee bit of recoil stabilization that just the side shake goes down, that already is a double trouble. That we pair with the Guard, and that is actually something cool, the TTH-G40, giving you recoil steadiness as well, and you can tune this for even more recoil steadiness and some aim walk steadiness in case you're ADSing and walking. Now that all together, comparison here, and you're spamming that away, you notice how you just literally shrunk down from this to that, allowing you to actually be able to really do this away on the distance. Will this be the absolute head glitch popper whopper? No, but it will still do fantastic. You're going to be reining in your fire rate on these 100+ meter shots, but as soon as you go 100 and below meters and you just have someone there, you can absolutely obliterate them, and headshots have so much damage. Now, I don't think that's actually the use for the Tempus Torrent, because the Tempus Torrent has such a good fire rate. And as we know, single shot fire rate guns are quite amazing. I mean, this is without a single attachment right now, and you can just really fast shoot it away. That's a very good thing. The iron sight is, I wouldn't say not something you want to use. So you do either have to use a sight, and I'm going to give you a sight build, but I'm also going to be doing a canted. And this gun is really amazing for the canted. You can tune this then to its aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. And here for the close range version, I would update to a 30 round mag. You could technically go for a 50 round mag because it would be amazing to just start with 50 sniper bullets straight away, since you only take like 5 to 6 to effectively down someone. But I'll go for the 30 round mag here, which already makes the gun feel good ADS, but it keeps a very decent movement speed surprisingly. And if you're actually looking at the fire rate pair with this, it's so easy to get these shots on even on the distance. And still with the canted, you're essentially just shooting the same spot over and over again. We're now adding the TIE LR8 for even more horizontal and some vertical with the gun kick control and also the recoil stabilization. Plus on the ammunition, the high velocity, so we could potentially shoot this gun with even more bullet velocity as a sniper support, also extremely good, because you've seen 40 meter shots is not an issue. That into the firing range, and we still have one attachment slot over. Now compared to that, you just shrink it down even more, and that's like horizontally now clustered, so that in comparison to our little there, we're all horizontally more in the middle together and can just, you know, reliably hit our shots like there's no tomorrow. Now, the whole thing can obviously also be played with a sight, but the good thing is if you don't play a sight, you now have an attachment slot left over, and we can choose anything we want. You want sprint speed? You want aim down sight speed? cool. You want to go for even more recoil control and then tune this towards sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. Or in this case, because your recoil is so good, you want to actually have more sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed to make this even more lethal and deadly. Choose your poison here. You have the 5th attachments completely open. And with the Phantom Grip, you do have a crazy good aim down sight speed, especially even crazy good sprint to fire, and your recoil doesn't really suffer in any way. Now again, if you don't like the canted Viper dot, that is fine. We'll put that off and we put on a FSS OV laser because you really still want the aim down sight speed and the sprint to fire speed bonus that you can get. And as an optic, I'm going to play the Cronin Mini Pro and tune this for far and aim down sight speed. And now with the sight, the whole thing still feels plenty good. As you notice, you're actually getting a wee bit more recoil stabilization because the laser puts that a wee bit down. So it's even more horizontally triggered and you can obviously go away on your opponents. I just feel like being able to whip the gun around left to right with the canted just makes it feel way better. Now the problem is, what would you pair this together with? Because it uses sniper bullets and it's a perfect sniper support, but you can't actually use a sniper together with it because it's using sniper bullets. So we'd have to look at an assault rifle that just works perfectly well to finish off everyone that you can't just pick up after these 30-40 meters. And that's where you have the ISO Hemlock, or my new favorite gun, the STB 556. You missed the patch note that does more damage against armor, which is +4, and that reduces the shots to kill by 3 on range, dropping the time to kill dramatically lower. And the very good thing is this one can also be played with a higher magnification sight. And that's the beauty. You can tune this on far and aim down sight speed with a higher magnification. We can put on the Brun Tarraco barrel, which has a huge amount of recoil control, which is unheard of usually with barrels. And that one gets tuned towards damage range and recoil steadiness. Obviously, we want to have high velocity to be able to have the tracking on and tune this also for bullet velocity and recoil smoothness. And with these two attachments, you have more than enough bullet velocity to beam everyone away. And as a magazine, you put on the 42 round mag, and we have the 5th attachment left over. Your recoil is smooth as butter. It's just literally going away. And when you have to kill anyone on any distance, you're just very good off. You don't feel like using the Tempus on that 30-meter shot with a canted, that's fine. You get your STB ready. And as a last attachment to make the recoil even better, 2 choices, underbarrel or Coom. The cool thing about the Coom is it does recoil steadiness as well, and you can tune this for recoil stabilization, plus aiming idle stability. So the triple of things you want to have: steadiness, stabilization, and aiming stability. With that into the firing range, it's a slight improvement to what we have had before, horizontally clustering the bullets even more, and especially just making the sight feel like an absolute laser beam. Now with the bonus armor damage, the STB is finally worth it. It was actually good always, but with the bonus armor damage, it's insane now. If you're looking for more Season 2 Reloaded loadouts, here's my top 5 with a bunch of SMGs and long-range beamers on top, and it's still working KV broadside.